Hey everybody, welcome one and all to the podcast. This is a special episode. I'm going to be joined here by my good friends Kaz and Kevin, and we are talking about some legacy artists that have announced a tour. And there's a lot of good to that, but I see a lot of things that, for lack of a better word, I'm calling red flags. So we're going to join the group discussion. And then I'm going to turn it over to you guys to jump in the comments and let us know what you think about what we say. All right, here we go. All right. So, what's up, everybody? Rick here with some music news. We got a world tour announcement from New Edition. I've already seen this and I'm kind of upset, but I'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to play this for you guys and then I want y'all's feedback. And it's from New Edition. They're about to tour with Boyz II Men and Toni Braxton. And if I haven't already clued you in, if you haven't paid attention to what I just said, play it back because that's where I have a problem. Okay, here we go.
Yo, I can't even lie. That's good.
Now that's the New Edition way. What y'all think about our Las Vegas residency?
Encore theater? Man, it was dope. But I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
I agree with you, Ron. What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What you got up your sleeve, man?
Let me see if this works.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man? I'm sitting here with the fellas.
What up, man?
What's up?
Oh, yo, what's up?
Checking y'all's temperature for 26. We trying to go to the next level. What y'all got on y'all's calendar?
That's a good question.
Whatever it is, it's got to be something we've never done before.
New Edition and Boyz II Men, we've never, all these years, ever shared the stage together.
That's what I'm talking about, Johnny. You saw what I was seeing, huh? Yeah. Come on, give me some.
Yeah, that's next level for sure, baby boy.
Feel like we're missing one thing. A little feminine energy.
I got a bona fide queen on speed dial.
JG, hey, darling.
So we came up with this idea.
Say less.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
It doesn't matter, I'm in.
We are missing one little key element. Our queen.
So, who did you have in mind?
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Not taking turns. Actually performing together.
Fans all around us. Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
An original music experience.
With all this artistry, it feels like royalty.
This is too big for one city. Let's take this to the fans.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Now, before I address the negatives, I mean, there's so many positives in it, It's good to see New Edition in concert again. It's been a long time since I've seen them. I never really saw Boyz II Men in concert. That'd be cool too. I like the idea of them all being on the stage together instead of one at a time. I think that'll be different. That'll be cool. Kevin, I know you the music man, but
No, go say what you gotta say. Go ahead.
here's my problem. Toni Braxton. She ain't pulling her weight, dog. She's not. When has she been relevant?
Okay. See, this is where your love for Janet and Sade comes into form because Toni Braxton in the 90s, if you wasn't Mary or Janet, it was Toni because Sade came in and out like a thief in the night. One of those 3. And would it been New Edition, Boyz II Men, she fits the fold because also, and this gonna sound messed up, she's cheaper than Mary. And she's gonna be more of an opener, even though they're gonna be on stage all together, she's gonna be more of an opener, but don't deny the hits that Toni got. Toni got hits, and she
I'm not
fits the
denying she
fold
got
of that.
hits. I'm not denying she got hits, but can can she hold her weight with New Edition and Boys to Men?
Yes. Yeah, that it made sense to get her than it would have been anybody else because Mary's bigger than both of them. Toni fits right in, and she's the bread to the sandwich.
I don't know. I
I
think
hate
they
that analogy, bro.
yeah, that is kind of, I just got it. Yeah, yeah. I think they need, if they're gonna talk Queen, they need some more than just Toni. I love Toni, and Toni kind of added a smooth flavor to the '90s. I love Toni. I just don't know if Toni by herself uh, can hold up to all of that power. I mean, just Boys to Men and Johnny Gill alone is gonna put that is gonna dampen her a little bit. Just Johnny Gill and Boys to Men. Also, I'm not digging having everybody on stage at one time. I guess if I can hear what the mix is and how they're going to mix it, um, I guess it's yet to be seen.
You
But
know, I doubt that you'll see all nine of them there at the same time throughout the entire show. I think there'll be some coming off and on the stage. I believe that's more of
that's
what's
not the
going to
way that
happen.
they're
So
saying it though.
this is how it's going to be. Yeah, I
Hmm.
know the new spot in Vegas, the Spear, I think is what it's called, the giant circle, whatever.
It's dope too. Check it out if you ever get a
Everyone's
chance.
on the stage at the same time there. So it's going to be there may be wardrobe changes here and there, but I'll say 80% of the time they're going to be on the stage together
That's what I
because
thought.
of
That's the way it sounded.
verses
Yeah,
and the
that's what I meant
Spear.
when I said interchangeable. Not all the way throughout the show.
Yeah, probably about 80% of the time. Like I said, because of verses, when they had they shows when acts on the stage at the same time, taking turns performing, and the Spirit would have had that set up with concerts. They're basically taking that concept on the road, and they're going to get crowds from 80s to early 2000s to where it's going to be a moneymaker. It's actually smart because everybody says New Edition is the creator of groups. Boyz II Men supposedly, took the mantle, and Toni was that voice in the 90s for female singers in a lot of ways. Same way people flooded yesterday for Monica and Brandy, they gonna do the same for
That
that.
that's what I was getting ready to say. Would you rather have Monica and Brandy in place of Toni?
They don't fit that. They don't fit that era that's going on right there.
Especially Brandy.
Yeah, they
Not the Brandy of '90s. No. Mm-mm.
yeah, they don't fit that era, so it wouldn't work. And the thing with Toni Braxton, she don't have to compete with Boyz II Men and Johnny, because we know Boyz II Men can out sing New Edition. They can't outperform them. So each one's gonna give different elements to where it's gonna be a play off each other. I guarantee one song's gonna go into the other. It'll be trash talking or whatever. It's gonna be literally they're taking the backyard barbecue that we know where, well, my bad, y'all era, where somebody will pull out a record, be like, you ain't heard this or whatever. In my era, who got the ox? Whose playlist? Mine's is better. You're literally gonna get that
Hey,
on stage.
don't front like you that much younger. I see them gray hairs.
That's
But
gonna ain't got my haircut.
but it's not really about quote unquote competing. If you just listen to the vocals of Toni alone, Toni, when you, if I wanted to use your word compete,
Mhm.
Toni's vocals, just looking at Boyz II Men and Johnny alone, they're gonna, and then she's the only lone female. I
Yeah,
mean, the closest voice to her is what is it, Ralph's tenor? Tenor
Yeah,
is the
Ralph
yeah.
and
closest.
Ricky,
Uh,
but
so they are going to have to do a certain mix of something in order for her to stand out. She's not going to stand out with all that power, just those four guys alone. But all the guys together, she's not going to stand out
that's what I'm
without.
saying. The way they're gonna mix it, it's gonna be like a giant party. to where you got three bags of music to pull from,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a, oh, well, you did that, I did this. That's how I think it's gonna play the whole time.
Mm, I don't know. I just don't know. I remembering Tony's vocals the way they are. I
Now,
don't
I will
know.
tell you one place where it'll stand out. Because if it's anything like recent shows, they'll break off into some solo stuff.
Yeah.
If Johnny does some stuff that he did with Stacey Ladisaw, only using Tony, then you got something there.
And see, that probably happened because the thing is, and Kaz, I get what you're saying as far as the tone. No one's gonna care about that. It's just about the songs that get played.
But you're gonna have to care though, because if you've got somebody that is carrying, I mean, it's a thing of when I was in choir, you
Mhm.
know, the more powerful voices would be on the ends and in the center because everybody else couldn't, like me, couldn't
Mhm.
carry the volume. Tony by herself is not going to carry much if they're in a unison. That's what I mean. In a unison situation, they are going to have to get her mixed in a way that her single. Uh, I think Tony is what, a mezzo soprano, maybe a upper alto voice. They're going to have to mix her in some kind of way in order for her to carry weight because both groups have somebody that can out punch her voice and if you listen to the way she sings, they're going to have to mix her in a way.
And I get what you're saying, but and again, no one's gonna care. They're gonna want to hear what songs get played because it's kind of like Brandy and Monica last night. They're completely two different sounds, two different octaves, but they're on the stage at the same time doing songs.
Yeah, but
So,
see, it's the mix that makes the difference. You can't put Tony in a situation where it's not just about the song. It's not just about the song because otherwise you're gonna have people like me sitting out there going, why is she even there? Because all I'm hearing more so is Motown Philly type of tone or the other side. So they're gonna have to mix her in a way that uh I can see her and Ralph somehow they're gonna have to mix her in. Her vocals by itself is not gonna carry. In my feeble
mhm.
uh old way, I can't remember. I've forgotten more than I've learned in music, but just from what I remember, Tony by herself in my pea brain is not gonna carry by herself
Now,
without.
one question to both of you guys.
Okay.
If the tour is in your area and you have the ability, would you go?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, I got two different answers. So now you can tell me why.
For me, New Edition and Tony, I've never been the biggest Boyz II Men fan. I was Jodeci. Them niggas cried too much for me. So I was more into Jodeci. I felt like I could relate to them. They was somebody on my block. Boyz II Men is cool, but me and my friend Dan got into it on we didn't get into it. We went back and forth. Boyz II Men don't have a classic album. They got a bunch of classic records, but not an album. Jodeci has a classic album.
Mm,
And like
Hey,
New
I would
Edition,
say their first album was a classic.
I don't think so. There's a lot of skips on. There's more skips than plays.
oh, that depends on taste. Because I
Eh,
went so far with Boys to Men to buy maxi singles for Boys to Men back
Man,
when they were
maxi
coming
singles
out.
were a good time.
Yeah, yeah. I still got maxi singles of theirs. So yeah.
Now, Kaz, you said you would not go, and that was a quick no too. Tell me why.
I have no interest in trying to keep up with so much shit that's going to be going on that stage. You got too much shit going on. I mean, Boys to Men by themselves is enough because, especially for someone like me who is actually listening for stuff, I'm not literally just enjoying, I'm listening for stuff. So then all of a sudden you've got 3-part harmony over here, you got 5-part harmony over there, you've got a vocal, you got two powerful male vocalists that not only are smooth but can grind with their voice, and then you got little Toni over there that's gonna be pretty as all get out. I love Toni. I love Toni. But no, and then I don't care how big the stage is. I don't care how round. I don't want one with my sarcoid. I don't need to be looking around in a circle trying to keep up with shit because I'll be on the floor stepped on. So, um, I don't need that, and it's just too much. You can only do so much choreography. You can only mix so much vocals, and then I don't know. So
And see,
no,
you brought up the choreography alone. I don't see Toni being part of that. And
Huh.
I hate to keep harping on Toni, I really do. But are we getting 90s singer Toni Braxton, or are we getting 2000s reality star Toni Braxton? Because there's a difference.
Well, she had heat in 2000 too. Don't forget that. But what you're gonna get is
I
the
think
Tony
Tony's
that had a
dancing.
show.
I think
It,
Tony's dancing. If they're dancing, they're dancing. But Boys to Men is not notorious for choreography.
but the thing with Tony, her and Sarah had a Vegas residency where she was dancing and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
mean though. If
Yeah,
they're gonna be dancing, she's gonna be
yeah.
dancing.
She'll be
They're
able
probably
to,
gonna
she'll be
have her.
inclined to keep up. But I think this marks the aspect of New Edition's getting older. They already lost Bobby to doing the dance routines to where he's off to the side now, kind of like I don't know if y'all seen it in the
Yeah.
past year or
Yeah.
two. A dude from Drew Hill that did a lot of the lead singing. He's on a stool off to the side while they dancing and performing. He comes out and sings, then he goes back off to the side.
I haven't
Bobby's in
seen
that
it.
same aspect now. And Boyz II Men, like you said, Cass, they never was dancers to begin with. So this right here, everybody helps each other with their shortcomings. This is the new way of concerts now, to where the co-headliners are literally on the stage at the same time now.
Now I got one last question. And this is really a new edition question.
Mm-hmm.
And we consider them a legacy artist because they've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
At what point do you get sick of them always touring and not putting out a new album?
You don't,
I
because
do.
their music is timeless.
Yeah,
That's the thing. They songs are very timeless. And today's music, a lot of labels don't want to put money behind it. So if you got a catalog you can tour on, you tour on it.
Okay, let me
and in the
stop you right there.
process,
In today's music, our people don't want to put money behind it. Because if you look at a lot of these rock bands, they continuously put out albums while they're touring. So it can be done. We choose not to do it. And that's the thing that pisses me off.
but I think the other problem with them is running the risk of not even being able to come close to topping or even leveling off the history of their music. You go out there and put out a new album, and then I mean, really think about it. Nobody sounds the same as they did before. So
Right.
it's not a situation where I mean, if they put out a new album, you can't revisit the 80s or 90s when they were doing things. And today, with the short attention span that we all have now in music, us old heads, we're gonna sit and look at Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike and go, huh?
And
So
that's the thing.
I
Do
think
do we want to
they're trying not to
continue
run
to
the risk.
watch? Do we want to continue to watch a 55-year-old man sing "Cool It" now?
But I think people do. That's why they're still doing it.
And see, this is where you're contradicting yourself. White groups, Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, they all still tour the same stuff.
But they
How
put out
come
new
they can
albums
do
as
it,
well.
but they ain't dropped albums in years?
Oh, yes, they have. Aerosmith just had an album out 2 years ago. Uh,
Was
Bon
it an album
Jovi
or a
put out
re-release?
it was an album. Bon Jovi put out an album last month, getting ready to go on tour. Let me name some more. The Who just
ACDC
put out
just did
albums.
one. ACDC did one
Yep,
this year. This
yep.
year.
So they are doing it still. I mean, the
But
Rolling
I
freaking
still
Stones, the oldest artist out there, still touring, put out an album last year.
but again, it's all about being able to put out what everybody's looking for. New Edition and even Boys to Men now, they are not successfully jumping like they were jumping when they came out because it just
They
to
don't fit the
me
air.
it's the same thing. I don't care if they knew a new song, it's still all the same runs. It's
Hmm.
still the it's still all the same thing. So you put something out, and for us who remembers Cool It Now to Can You Stand the Rain and all
Hmm.
that, um they're gonna have to, that's probably why they didn't do it. They're gonna
Yeah,
have
See,
to
that's
and
the thing.
then
That's the thing right
they're gonna
there.
have to top it.
They
I don't think they can
remember
do
when
that.
they put out Heartbreak, they changed their whole flow. Why not do it again?
Probably
because
because they're not
here's
willing
the
to make
reason
it.
why.
They're not really to roll the dice to run the risk of losing all that money.
It's labels aren't paying for it. They shouldn't have to use their money. Labels aren't paying for it. And we are notorious as a culture. Once you get a certain age, we don't want to hear nothing else you got. So we're not even going to give it a chance for it to be successful unless they get like prime example, Nas. Had he not did his last 6 albums with Hit Boy and he was one of the top 5 producers, nobody would have cared. So they would have to be with the latest and greatest producer, writer, R&B wise, that everybody would want to hear what they're doing to make it profitable for a label to be like, all right, we can put money to it. Otherwise, if you can keep touring off your catalog, keep touring off your catalog. If you notice, all of our groups, the 1% put something new out. Otherwise, like Drew Hill isn't that old, but they ain't put out an album probably in over 10 years and they still touring.
Mhm.
112 going on a new tour. It's just
112.
a lot of these acts because people are like, I want to hear Jacquees. I don't want to hear you. How does that even make sense? So you got to go with what you know for people to be like, oh yeah, because like Brandy and Monica, I think the last one to put out the album was like maybe 2012, 2015. So we talking over 10 years. They ain't trying to put nothing else out because nobody wants to hear anything new. They want to hear the old. That's where we hold artists back, whether it be R&B, rap, maybe even some blues or whatever, other genres. We don't give, and I tell my little bro all the time, you don't give artists a chance to grow. So when you don't let them grow, you just want to hear, the old. My little brother will tell you right now, Ice Cube and Snoop's first CDs are their best CDs. They've never done anything good after that. And that's insane to me.
But see, that's an individual thing there.
But that's how a lot of people think.
But I think what it comes down to is, and this is why I believe they haven't done it. They don't know if they can do something that will give us a reason to even check it out when they do put something out and then give it a try again. At this level in our life, we ain't got time to sit back and keep listening and listening and listening to see if something comes out of it. So I think they're sitting back and just going, you know what? Instead of putting this money out and running the risk, we still making bank. We still got the publicity and stuff. So let's just cool it.
Yeah,
And
I like how you did that. The crazy part about people will buy concert tickets before they buy an album, and the album is cheaper than the concert ticket.
yeah, and that's because the concert is going to relive the memories.
Exactly.
But if none of these guys are willing to roll the dice and say, let's do a new album. And I know we can be successful with it. That's why it's not happening. If they can roll the dice and know that something can come out of it and convince a label, it'll be done. But apparently, nobody, including the guys or the girl, are believing that they can even remotely top because like you were saying with the old heads,
Mhm.
you put an album out and it doesn't do very well. You do a concert and you do one of those songs. All of a sudden, you kind of lost us at a concert. You know, we don't care that you were a kid doing "Cool It Now." We can go with that. But all of a sudden, you got a 2026 album, and the song is just kind of like, it's like you shouldn't have even brought that out.
Yeah, because remember last time New Edition put out a new album was on Bad Boy. They had one big single, then the rest was radio silent.
And it's
Tony
like what?
Braxton,
And it's like what was it?
yeah, Tony Braxton did the joint album with Babyface. It got moderate success. What they say in the what is it, the moderate 40 or whatever genre that they call it, adult contemporary
Yeah, yeah.
R&B. But it didn't make it beyond that. And Boyz II Men, their last new album was remakes of other people's songs. And that was big in adult contemporary and pop. It didn't make it to like the, regular top 100s or whatever. So they've had success, but they haven't had success to where you just like, man, you heard that new this, that, and the third. It's just like, oh, okay.
So that's why another album's not coming out.
And labels look at that and they like, hey, you got money on the table for this tour. We ain't trying to put money in this in this studio. So it's one of the things,
Get
take
what
what's
y'all
in your
saying,
hand
but
or
to
what
me, it's
might
still
not be
sad.
there.
It's still sad. I just, Prince toured and put out albums till the day he died. MJ
But
toured and
but
put out albums
Prince
till the day he died.
but Prince and Michael can always remake. They can always
Hmm.
redo they can always, what's the word? Not remake, reinvent. They
Yeah.
can always reinvent. They never, from the 70s with Prince's, what was his first album?
For you,
Uh
was that the first album?
I don't even remember. From the first album to the day he died, he's all even when he goes in concert, you don't hear the same exact thing at every
Right.
show. When he goes to a concert, does a concert, and he leaves a concert, and then he goes to the end of the city somewhere and jumps into a bar and does the same music, but it's not the same show. That same night, he left the concert venue,
And
went into a
that
bar.
is what I loved about him and a lot of older acts. That that's ballsy to me. You go out there and you do what you want to do, and you don't worry about if the public is in line with it. You do what you want to do, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And 9 times out of 10, it works.
I think they may not know how to reinvent themselves. That might
But
be the
then
thing.
I think also the point that we're missing on all three of those
Mhm.
groups, the difference if you do Prince and Michael versus them, Prince and Michael were writers and producers of their own music. They ain't wrote and produced anything of theirs.
Boys to Men? I don't
They have
know.
writers. They
I
probably help,
I don't
but
know
they're
about.
not the spearhead of it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know
So
about Boys to Men. Yeah, New Edition, I can definitely believe, but Boys to Men, I don't know. No, I don't know, but no, I wouldn't go to a
It,
concert. Nope, 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 nope. I can relive my music just by reaching over there and grabbing the CD.
yeah, the one thing that's gonna suck about that concert, if you hear that one song you've been waiting on, it's like what I refuse to do as a DJ. You like, oh, here come my part. Then you be like, what do you guys think? You be like, son of a, that's what I was waiting on. That's gonna happen a lot on that on that tour. There's gonna be a lot of the parts you want to hear just go get cut.
Mm, yeah, I don't know.
it's
Me
going to
not
be
know,
interesting.
me
It's
not
going to
know,
be
have no
interesting.
interest. I would love to see Toni just to see her face. Oh, oh.
Yeah, Tony's gonna put on a good. They
And
all gonna
Tony,
put on a good show.
She's the
and
right
Tony's
height
probably
for you too.
and Tony's. I was going to say Tony's probably shorter than me too.
Now, what's gonna be interesting about this? You got three Hall of Fame acts. Do they even have an opener, or you go get there, sit and wait, then finally they come on stage?
I think they are going to all be in a certain position on this stage, and it's going to start off with a harmony of some
Hmm.
kind, and
Yeah.
everybody is going to harmonize, and they'll probably bring the light up first on Tony, and then they'll just kind of spread the light out and follow the harmony as it goes, because I don't care how the promo is. There are a room full of egos in that place,
Ah,
and everybody is gonna want their shot. Or what do they say in wrestling? Everybody is going to want to get that. What is that move? They call it in wrestling. Everybody wants to get their finishing move in, get their special move
hmm.
in. Yeah, everybody's going to want. So that opening, it's like in wrestling, the champion always gets to pick whether he wants to come out first or last.
Yeah.
What are these guys and girl gonna want to do?
And if you boys and men, you shooting at the top. New Edition is your pinnacle, so you shooting at them.
Yeah. So
Tony's just collateral damage.
see. So that's what I'm saying. This promo, it ain't revealing what's really going on back there, Mister Director.
Yeah,
You
it's like I
Oh,
said, let's
don't
go
you
don't
see
know
don't
you know
don't
you
bring
know
me into
what it's
this because
like
I
to
would do
you.
it a whole different way. I I,
No,
I
I
just
mean
would.
no, I mean you know what it's like to have a room full of your cast, and everybody wants to do this and do that and all that, having to control a room full of folks.
The difference is, and I've had situations where I've had a script and people are like, I want to do it this way, I want to do it that way.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I know how I want to do it. So I'm like, all right, we'll shoot it all three ways. At the end of the day, I'm the one that does the editing, so I'm going to pick the one I like the best. Nine
yeah,
times out of 10, if it's my way, it's going in there.
whoever
But
is
you
the
give the
musical
artist the options
director.
in order to appease them.
Yeah, I was like, whoever's the musical director can't be a pushover
Show enough.
because all
Show
of them
enough.
have at least 2 hours worth of hits, but we can't be there for 6 hours. It's gonna be because I think Chris Brown does roughly 2.5 hours. So we're gonna say because of their age, it's gonna be a 2 hour show. What
Bro,
songs,
bro,
you
they're our
know?
age. Stop it. Stop it.
No, I said because of their age, not y'all age, because of their age.
They're our age. So
They are
My
stop
our
bad,
it.
they are.
age.
My bad, my bad. My bad. But it's gonna be a 2 hour show. And it's like Cass said, New Edition getting the last song, unless they in Philly, then it'll go Boys and Men. And I don't know where Tony's from. She may get the last song in her city, but primarily New Edition go end it, and everyone else is gonna join in. Now, what's gonna be funny is between the groups, who's gonna have the balls to sing one of the other group's song?
I think that's where ego has to leave.
Because could you imagine New Edition singing "End of the Road" with Johnny at the helm of that?
Tony Braxton's from Maryland.
Did not know that.
Severn, Maryland. Severn, Maryland.
Hmm.
Okay.
Now
I
that's a
mean,
fun fact had no idea.
in
Tidbit
answer to your
of the
question, Kev,
day.
Hey, you ain't lying.
in answer to your question, Kev, I mean, somebody's got to have the balls to want to do it, and
Hmm.
if it's anything like Johnny, because I know when he first did Heartbreak, he was the new guy, and he said he wasn't happy with the material that Jam and Lewis gave him, but he said he took it anyway and he made it his own, which, by the way, is still the definitive New Edition album.
I can see that. So I would love to see New Edition sing "End of the Road" or "On Bended Knee," and I would love to see Boys to Men sing "Can You Stand the Rain"
Mm.
and probably do the routine to it. I don't think they can
Like,
But
keep up with it.
that, I'm trying to imagine New
I could sing.
Edition.
I could see Tony singing Ralph's part on "Can You Stand the Rain."
Oh, that was just disrespectful, but true.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
that
There,
I
there's
just I can't imagine New Edition even remotely trying to harmonize. I mean, it's almost like Boys to Men is gonna have to pull back in order to allow New Edition to be at a certain
But you know,
acceptable
they put it how they can do it.
acceptable
That's
level. Yes,
that's what I
acceptable.
would go to. Granted, I like all three acts, but I would go to see who's gonna do whose song because they gotta do that. People are gonna be wanting to see that happen.
If they're gonna
I
all
can
be
see
on
that.
stage, they're all gonna be doing each other's. I can only imagine what they're gonna sound like doing Tony's.
Mm.
They're gonna be singing "He
How
Ain't
we
Man
gonna do
Enough."
breathe again?
I can hear Ralph breathe again.
Okay, yeah. See, that was
I can hear I
disrespectful.
I can hear Boys to Men actually harmonizing that.
Yeah,
I can hear them harmonizing that. But
It's gonna be interesting. Let's just
because
put it
the
that way.
harmonizing that New Edition does is structured. It's
yeah,
not boys to men flows. They're
Yeah,
natural. They're
yeah,
not structured.
you're right.
The structure for them would be okay, well, in this situation, don't do this, let's do that. But in essence, they're not structured. That's all you can tell them boys came up together.
yeah. Whoever the musical director that they get,
They got their hands
I
full.
hope that they got their hands, but I hope they got a vision of what they want to do and just go from there with it.
And just looking at the promo, listening to them, you know he's got ego to
Yes,
face. Just
yes.
listening to the promo and the way they speak and what they're saying,
We could do
he,
a whole nother episode on that ego
Yeah.
because
you
I
could
You just
just
need to
detest
know
it.
the word no, and
just
you'll
in the
survive.
promo, just in the promo. And you would think that the guys in the groups themselves actually are going to have issues with each other because they are going to each individual is going to have an idea as to certain parts need to be a certain way because now you brought in three other guys
Yeah.
and this girl. So the
All
the,
right.
the
So
weakest vocal in there, oh yeah, we got a minute and a half.
yeah, I'm just going to leave it like this. Y'all leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Are you going to see it? Are you not? Kevin, Kaz, thanks for coming on. People comment. Let us know.
No problem at all. Y'all be easy.
Yeah.
That was
Right
good.
on,
That was
right
good.
on.
Yes.